Welcome back to the news today. Let me turn to another story making the headlines today. Dark clouds now looming over the biggest cricket tournament in terms of its media exposure and the monies involved, the Indian Premier League, because two players of the Kolkata Knight Riders have tested positive for COVID despite all the teams being in a bio bubble. As a result, the KKR Royal Challengers Bangalore match scheduled for today was postponed. The BCCI, though, insists that the IPL will resume tomorrow as per schedule. The question I want to raise is, should the IPL really be going ahead now? I'm joined by Warrier consulting editor at TV Today and someone who's tracking this closely, and Kirti Azad, former Test cricketer and World Cup winner. Appreciate both of you joining us. Kirti Azad, to you first. Should the IPL go ahead in your view, or time to call it off?
Well, when I was asked the first time when IPL had started, I said, you have this pandemic, there's big gloom. So, might as well sit at home and watch some game and at least have some excitement in life, because we all was very sad and we just didn't know what to do for the entire 1 year. That is what happened. And you had a bio bubble in Australia when the Indian team went there, and you had the England team coming here. You had those matches. It was safe, nice, good. And we thought that IPL with franchises, with so much of money and other things, they would be in a bio bubble and nothing would happen. So I said, yes, it should carry on. But, this is absolutely COVID can go anywhere. It can get into anybody's defense. I mean, we could do anything. Even if we have bats and we're standing in front of a wicket, it'll still go in and hit your
So yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
So yes or no?
No, not no. I don't think so, because, with these two having caught, I'm sure the others might have. And you have people, you have ground staff and you have people coming from outside, and somewhere or the other you connect. And the virus can stay on surfaces for days, for hours. And I think that must be one of the reasons why it has happened. And when you
so you're saying call it off.
You don't have hospitals,
you're saying
you don't
call it
have
off.
oxygens, you don't have beds, you don't have anything. And here, I was reading somewhere that the IPL franchises are ruining the fact that there are no crowds and are not able to earn enough money. So I feel it's time that we call it off for a while. And we may have to do without that entertainment for a little while. But then I think in the best interest, we should not have it.
Okay, so you're now being very clear, call it off for a while. Boria Majumdar, the BCCI though insisting the IPL must go ahead. Do you believe now that the risks now of this spreading far outweigh any benefits, whether it's entertainment, as Kirti Azad puts it, or whether it's simply allowing this cricket cycle to continue, or the revenues that are earned? Has the time come to put health above all else?
Firstly, Kirti is a friend, but with due respect, the IPL is never entertainment. There's a difference between optics of perception and optics of reality. Optics of perception is IPL is entertainment. It is about me sitting at home and enjoying a game. Reality is somewhat different. The IPL for me was never about Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni or Rohit Sharma. It is as much about the fellow who puts that LED board, stick that carpenter who earns 2,000 rupees by putting that signage there, the bus driver and the hotel boy, the hospitality fellow. There's a whole IPL ecosystem. Today I was reading 7 million people already jobless as part of the second wave. Add a couple of 100,000 because the IPL ecosystem supports livelihoods of more than 500,000 people. Stopping the IPL for the virus reason, look, the virus is extremely serious and we all know that. But there have been instances in the past in the EPL, in the La Liga and Spanish League, everywhere where COVID has hit. There are protocols in place. According to me, each team which has had a virus case should be isolated for 6 days, which is part of the protocol. Test them every day, as the Kolkata Knight Riders are doing, and the other teams are, and make them into hard quarantine so that there is no spillover. And once you test them 3 or 4 times, and over a 5-6 day period, and get them clean, get them back. So my point is, for God's sake, do not say the IPL is entertainment. By saying that, you are actually doing a disservice to the very basic person who earns his 2,000 rupees from the IPL. This whole razzmatazz. If a factory can go on, a first-class cricketer who will have no Ranji trophy, somebody who will have no work, a television broadcaster, sports media person, including myself, this is our means. So for God's sake, do not say that for me it is my factory. For the carpenter who works and earns 2,000 rupees, it is his factory. For a Jaidev Unadkat, it is his factory. So if someone can go and earn a livelihood in a factory, so can someone who can go and play cricket. So it's not entertainment. Nothing's entertainment as far as the IPL this year is concerned.
Okay. So two views. I wish we had more time on this debate. Unfortunately, Yes, yes, go
I
ahead,
just
Kirti.
want-
Why don't you take
Then
on
I think-
Boria Majumdar? He says don't treat it as entertainment. It's an industry providing jobs to people.
Fair enough. Then does he want to say that when the Honorable Prime Minister last year had called for a total lockdown on the 23rd of March, when the situation was not as grave as it is today, he was wrong? I mean, you mean to say only jobs are in IPL, and what about other different places? I mean, have you seen so many migrants having gone back to their states because they lost jobs? So I think that lockdown shouldn't have taken place. I mean, is that the argument he's trying to give it to us, that the Honorable Prime Minister was wrong having a lockdown?
So you're saying that we are now edging towards the lockdown. The IPL will also. Yes, Boria. Extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. The IPL cannot be above it.
No one's saying. And for me,
Exactly,
the Prime
that's what
Minister's
I mean.
lockdown is not my
You
remit.
cannot
I
have
didn't
it.
interfere. Kirti, I didn't interfere. Allow me 30 seconds.
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Allow me 20 seconds. The lockdown is not my remit. But by saying that migrants have lost their jobs, what I will do is some other people who are earning their basics from an industry which is called sport will also lose their jobs. Look, Prime Minister and criticizing the Prime Minister or politician is not my job. I am doing what I believe is actually part of my job, and the sporting ecosystem is actually giving livelihoods to people. And even if I can save one life as a result of that, that is good enough for me.
No, I'm happy. Livelihood should be there, but not at the cost of lives of the people. Not the kind of situation when you I did not disturb you, so please don't. If two get COVID, you know that they can spread it to the others as well. It might have gone even to the opposition. For all you know, it can be only detected after 6 days. And in these 6 days, they must have played so many matches, and they might have connected to so many, which we'll come to know after a week. You know, please, Warrior.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
And I'm not talking only about migrants. I'm talking about the entire country when people, good officers, other people, they all lost jobs. They're jobless.
Rajdeep, I just said it very categorically and clearly that anyone who has tested positive should be isolated, and that is part of the protocol. Any team which has come in contact should be isolated for 6 days. So isolate. What KKR is isolated, Mumbai is isolated.
By that logic, even Kumbh Mela gives employment. So why should stop Kumbh Mela?
It's wrong. Of course it's wrong. Kumbh Mela is wrong, and political rallies in Bengal was wrong, Mr. Azad. Please
and also political rallies give employment, because you have tents and you have kursis and you have all that.
Political rallies and Kumbh Mela, according to me, has impacted the health and safety of this country.
But IPL is fine. But for you, IPL is okay. I'm not against the IPL. I'm saying let's stop it for a little while.
No, IPL is following COVID protocol. The Kumbh Mela follows no. No, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Exactly.
The IPL is following COVID protocol. The Kumbh Mela and the political rallies didn't. However, saying that, I think we are now in a public health emergency.
Yet the COVID has broken that protocol and got into the defenses of the IPL teams who are in the bio bubble.
So that is why the protocols are in place to isolate for 6 days, get the tests done, and if there are no more cases,
why two? The entire team should be isolated.
Okay. They are. The entire teams are isolated. So please get your facts right.
Okay, no, 1 minute. 1 minute, gentlemen. This is a heated face-off at a time when we need calm, but clearly there are two sharp points of view emerging. Should the IPL continue or not? We leave you, perhaps the viewers and the BCCI, to judge. The BCCI cannot be above the COVID protocols or the systems that are going to be followed over the next few weeks.